Yeah, I am recording out of my end, no problem. Okay. Now you can see there are options there. You can see file, edit, view, query, database, server, tools, scripting, help, all that, right? So we have. So let me give you an overview about it because you can see whatever the queries we want to write. End of the day, being a person working on SQL and all, so one should able in a position to extract the query from the databases. So you need to database, you need to upload the data. So based on the databases, what you have uploaded, whatever the necessary queries to write and all, everything can be done by you accordingly. Okay. Now, go to beside below that file, you can see there is an option, right? First go there, don't click it. Okay. Don't do that, right? So this is, let me explain you the options first. Okay. So that one by one you can do it. Go to the first one, query tab. Yeah. First one, right? So this is the one which will be used to execute the queries. Means if you want to write any kind of queries and all everything, so that is the one which you have to use it. Okay. Because it could be of anything. Either it could be you're creating, or if you are inserting some data, right? Or if you are modifying the data, everywhere it is being used for that. Go to the next option. Right. So this is to open a script file, because if you want to write a script, right? So SQL scripting and all, if you want to write, you need to have a exclusive editor for that as separate. So where you are using that script file there in that next one. So this is for you need to select an objects, means if you want to select any kind of objects and all everything. So this is one, this is the one it will be used for you. Next point. Don't click anything. Okay. So I'm just showing you an options. After that, one by one we'll work on, right? So here, this is a schema. Schema means a separate storage server kind of stuff you are creating, where you want to create and different things, right? So this is what generally the schemas are being used. Next one. Going for next option, right? So this is if you want to create any tables for an active schema. So where if you want to create different database tables like that, for example, customer ID or customer address, right? So customer contact details like identification, ID number, all that stuff, right? Means if you want to create your own tables and all, so this is something which will be used for you. Next one. Go to the next one. So this is all about to view about the kind of active schemes which was existed and which was generated in the existing database. Next point. Right. So here we need to create some stored procedures. Means if you want to know about the procedures to be created, so this is where generally this stored procedures and all everything will be used here. Next point. Right. So create new functions. You can create new functions and all that, right? So these are the major options which are available here in reference to the environment. What is that you are working on? Okay. Now go to create new schema. First one. Now. In the connected server, yeah. Give some name. Give name, schema name. Schema name. Give some name for that. Maybe for training or something like that. Okay. Right. So you have created a schema, right? Understand, right? You have created a schema here, right? Now, you can see there are view channels and as well as default colors and all that. Keep it as is. Okay? Don't change anything, right? So that itself remains same, right? All the time. So now click on apply. Now you are creating a schema here. Okay, you are creating the first schema where the algorithms and all everything which were existed, which is as default, right? To apply. Create, click on apply. Execute SQL statements, right? So SQL script was successfully applied to the database. Finish. Okay, so one schema was created. You can see here whatever the changes you have made, you can see here, right? Apply changes to the training. You can see below to the screen, output screen. You can see the output screen over here, right? So whatever the creations we have made so far, whatever the updations are we going to do, everything will be updated here. Understood? Clear? Right.
Yes.
Now, data import restore. There is an option you can see. There is an option for data import restore. Can you see that on the left hand side below to that management? Data import and restore. Click on that. Means here, what is that you can do? You can import the data. Whatever the data you have from the disk and all everything, if you want, you can import the data. Okay, import file from dump from the project folder. That's what it was, right? So, can you go down? Mm. So you can select that import select from selected self-contained folder. There is an option, right? Default targeted SIMA. Can you click on the drop down box? Training. Yeah, right. So next, go to import progress. Import progress. There is an option on top of the page. Top of the page. Import from disk, import in progress. Right. So whatever the status, whatever that we are going to import, here you can see start import. Start import. You can see down. You can see there.
Yes.
There is an option called start import. Below to that. Below to
Yeah.
it a bit. In the screen itself, you have to move the cursor down. Start import. So what is that we need to do? First of all, you need to identify the dump, right? You need to have some dump files. If you have some dump files and all everything, so that you can import the data, right? So import from disk. Okay, click on OK. Go to that import from disk. Import self-contained file. Click on that. Click on that one. That URL. Click on that URL.
This one?
Click on that. From where I have given some information, right? So where was that?
Which one?
I have given some Excel sheet to you, right? Where was that?
Yeah. It is on another laptop.
My goodness. Okay, fine. Anyway, I do one thing. I'm
I
sending
can
again.
install again.
Sorry?
I can download again. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think it is in your email, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Then.
So I have to upload from here.
Where you have stored?
In the desktop.
Yeah. Go to the PC desktop. Select
Should I
where it
remove
was.
this one?
Yeah. Let's see. Desktop and give the file name even.
Yes, sir.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Give me a minute. Yeah, click on enter. Did you find anything in this?
No, sir.
Anything you find?
No.
Okay. Okay. Go to this client status.
Sorry, sir, can say it?
Client server status.
9.
In the management itself, in the left hand side, you can see management instance and client server status.
It's client connections.
Server status. Yeah, okay, it was connected. Client connections. Okay. Just give me a minute.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Now database. You have, yeah, it's already managed. Okay, go to file. Cancel this. Okay. Go to that file inside. Below that. Below to that file, below to the file, there is an option, right? Open file, right? New document. Okay. Now, you can import the data here. Go there, below to the database. Data, don't limit it. Yeah, go to the database. Beside that schema, you can see, right? Because beside that schema option, you can see there is an option for table. Beside that, beside that, this side, this side a bit, right? So beside table,
Table. Which one?
beside table. Let me share my screen. It's better, right? So let me share my screen first. I will show you. Anyway, class is under recording. You can see it. Okay. Let me share myself as a presenter. Yeah, you can see my screen here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you see my screen?
Yes, sir. I can. No. Cannot see.
Right. So add new schema is what you have selected, right? So add new table.
No, I
So
cannot
add
see your
new.
screen.
1 minute. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen, right? You can see my screen here, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So here you can see there is an option here, right? So you can see save model from the current file, right?
Yes.
You can click on that. You can create a model over here. You can create a model over here. So whatever the models we have and all everything, so those models can be updated here. Where what is that we need to do is that we need to create a table here, right? So add table is what we have to do. Understood? Clear, right? So add table. Add table. You need to click on this table name, right? So table name, for example, customer ID. Okay. Abhit, you are following,
Yes, sir.
right? So customer ID is what the table we have created. So customer ID is what the table we have created here. Name, default expressions are same. Data type, customer name, which is considered as customer ID here. Where in the databases, whatever here, if you want to write any kind of comments and all everything, you can write on the comments. Otherwise, you can see the same as it is here itself. Understand? Clear,
So,
right? So
yes.
table.
In this one, we'll creating a table.
Yeah, table we are creating here, right? So what is that we are doing is it's a table is what generally we are creating here.
Okay.
Understand? Clear, right? So table is what generally we have to create when we need to create a table wherein we need to extract some information from the existing databases. Right. So
Okay.
for example, add table means, for example, if you want to create any kind of tables and all, here we need to create the tables.
Okay.
So tables and all has to be created. Followed by this, prior to that, you need to create a schema, because in that schema itself, whatever the tables we are creating and all, everything will be updated here. And whatever the tables we need to create and whatever the new schemas we have created, all that history you can see over here.
Yes.
You
Sir.
can see the history, right? So creation of new tables, creation of new schemas, everything can be seen here accordingly. Understood? Clear, right?
Yes.
Right. So now if you want to create a diagram, for example, entity relationship diagram has to be created for an existing database, whatever we have and all of the things. So this database creation is required. So this database creation is not mandatory for SQL, because our major focus must be something relating to the queries part, not in reference to the data table and all everything. So
Okay.
yeah, you can create this table here. Right. So you can see there is an option for table, right? Table. Click on the double click on it and click on write table here. Write on the table name. Write it. You do it from your end. Whatever I'm doing, you do that there parallelly, so that you will be knowing everything. So you can see my screen, right, Abid? Right?
Yeah, but
Whatever I did, you do there. I'm doing here the same thing you do in your system.
in the laptop, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
that you will
sure
be
that.
knowing, right? So
But whenever clicking on this one, so
Recording in progress.
file, new query tab. File, new query tab.
one second, sir. Okay.
File, new query tab. You can see SQL file here. Open a script file in the editor. Open the script
Yes.
file in the editor. Wherever the file we have, right? So wherever the files we have, for example, this is an data set we have, right? For example, exams. Just select it. Automatically, the data will be stored over here. How is that doing?
Yes, sir. The data is on my screen now.
Wherever it is, select it.
Yes.
Either it could be on your folder or it could be in the database. It could be on the desktop, wherever it is.
Yes.
Select it first.
Yes.
Right. So simply click on all files. Click on all files and download it, all that information.
Save the script or?
No, you because you have to, first of all, you have to extract the script, right? So this is what it is.
I already extracted on the SQL.
Right. So you have extracted, right? So here you can see there is an option called jump to.
Okay. Yes.
Right. So here you can see if you want to have any kind of information, means if you want to select or if you want to update, right? Or if you want to insert any kind of data, delete and everything, all these things can be seen here.
Okay.
So these are all the informations which you can be seen here, right? So that is where it is. Now jump to, right? So this is what I was mentioning it. So I'm not going anything beyond that, right? So simply I'm just clicking on jump to and keep it as it is. Okay. Now if you want to open a script file and new query tab, or else if I want to click on a tab for executing the queries. right? So this is what generally executing query stands for, right? So this is what executing queries. So in this execution of queries, again, you have to open script file, go there, right? You can open script file in this editor or save the script file, open script file in this editor.
Okay, so we can open multiples of scripts files. What? How much we
Script file,
can?
that is of your choice.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see.
Yes. Got it.
Okay, based on the data set, what you have and all everything. So that information you have extracted here. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is what we did. Now, if you want to connect any kind of schemas and all everything, here you can create a schema and you can do it. That you can do it. That is an option. Or else, so this is the data set which you have created from the from an external sources what you have already. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But there will be some cases where you want to create your own tables, means you can here there is an option called create a new table. Right. So create a new table where we have to create a new table here accordingly. Right. So we need to
Okay.
create a new table accordingly. But here we are not creating any table because whatever the data which was there in the system and all everything was extracted here. Understood? Clear?
Yes, sir.
And whatever the text output, whatever the history output we have and all everything, you can see, right? So I have created a schema here on so and so date, and I have given the name as well. You can see,
Yeah.
right? You can history output, you can see, right? Whatever the actions we have taken so far, so that action we can see. At the same time, if there is any text output was given, you can see here over here. Or else if you want to see the history of the data, what we have done so far, on which date we have done, right? So you can see here, right? So there is a new function I have created. I have used a name called data Raj. At the same time, I have created a customer data on the name of customer data, where I have created a new schema called works SQL. Understood? Clear?
Yes.
Right. So this is what generally the history data, wherein you can see whatever the data we have and all everything. So that history data can be extracted here, right? Understood, right?
Yes.
Right. So here we need to write down the commands. If you want to write down the commands, there are some functionalities which we need to connect with, wherein, of course, we need to connect with the commands here. 1 minute, I think.